In early 19th century England, society was ruled by tradition, wealth, and reputation. Marriage was not only about love, it was a duty, a necessity, and often a way to secure a family's future. In this world, first impressions mattered deeply. A single moment could decide how a person was judged forever. And misunderstandings had the power to change lives. Life moved at a measured pace, but every choice carried lasting consequences. Even small gestures could ripple across families and social circles. At a quiet estate called Longbourn lived the Bennet family. Mr. and Mrs. Bennet had 5 daughters and no son. Because of this, the future of the Bennet sisters depended greatly on marriage. Mrs. Bennet worried constantly, always dreaming of good matches for her daughters. Mr. Bennet, on the other hand, watched life with calm humor, finding amusement in society's foolish ways. The household was full of chatter and anticipation. Sisters played, read, and prepared for the day when society would begin to notice them. Among the 5 sisters stood Elizabeth Bennet. She was intelligent, honest, and strong-minded. Elizabeth valued character more than wealth and truth more than appearances. In a society that expected women to be quiet and obedient, Elizabeth dared to think for herself. She enjoyed long walks in the countryside, observing nature and reflecting on people's actions. Her curiosity and sharp mind made her stand out in any gathering. Excitement spread through the neighborhood when news arrived of a wealthy young gentleman. Mr. Charles Bingley had taken residence at the grand estate of Netherfield. His fortune and friendly nature made him the perfect match in the eyes of many families. Hope and expectation filled the air, especially among those eager for advantageous marriages. People whispered about balls and visits, and speculation about possible matches filled every conversation. Even distant neighbors were intrigued by the arrival of someone so prosperous. At the first grand ball, society gathered to observe and to judge. Mr. Bingley quickly won admiration with his kindness, but his close friend, Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy, made a very different impression. He appeared proud, distant, and uninterested in others. One careless moment created a lasting opinion in Elizabeth's mind. And just like that, prejudice took root. The music, laughter, and flickering candlelight masked subtle tensions as conversations and glances carried judgments more powerful than words. Darcy's pride and Elizabeth's wounded judgment formed an invisible wall between them. Each believed they understood the other completely, and yet both were wrong. Pride blinded one, prejudice misled the other. Every glance and every word between them carried tension, building a subtle, unspoken distance that neither could ignore. While tension grew elsewhere, a gentler story unfolded. Jane Bennet, kind and graceful, shared a warm connection with Mr. Bingley. Their affection was simple and sincere, but even this peaceful bond would not remain untouched by doubt and interference. Every shared smile and quiet conversation strengthened their feelings, yet the eyes of society watched closely, ready to judge. Concern for social standing led to difficult decisions. Jane and Bingley were separated by misunderstanding and influence from others. Though meant as protection, these actions caused quiet heartbreak. Elizabeth's resentment toward Darcy deepened, believing him responsible for the pain. Families whispered, letters circulated, and trust faltered, making the distance between hearts feel even greater. When Darcy finally confessed his love, his words were honest, but his pride remained. He spoke of affection, yet also of social difference and sacrifice. Elizabeth refused him without hesitation. She confronted his arrogance and spoke of the hurt he had caused. It was a painful moment of truth for them both. The rain, the distant murmurs, and the solemn air added weight to every word exchanged. Soon after, Darcy wrote a letter. In it, he explained his actions and revealed hidden truths. As Elizabeth read, her anger slowly turned into understanding. She realized her own judgments had been shaped by prejudice. For the first time, both hearts began to change. Darcy did not defend himself with words. Instead, he changed through action. He acted with humility, kindness, and responsibility, not to impress anyone, but because it was right. Every small gesture, every quiet help showed the depth of his character, revealing a man who had learned to balance pride with compassion. True character, after all, is shown through behavior. As Darcy changed, so did Elizabeth's view of him. Where she once saw only pride, she now saw integrity and strength. Her heart softened as understanding replaced judgment. She began to notice the subtle care and thoughtfulness in his actions, realizing that true nobility lies in humility and kindness. When Elizabeth and Darcy met again, the past no longer controlled them. They spoke with respect and honesty. Pride had turned into dignity. Prejudice faded into trust. For the first time, they truly saw each other. Every glance and gentle smile reflected their shared growth and renewed connection. This time, love came without conditions. It was built on equality, self-reflection, and growth. Not a love of appearances, but a love earned through change and understanding. They appreciated each other for who they truly were, and the past misunderstandings became lessons that strengthened their bond. Pride and Prejudice is more than a love story. It reminds us that first impressions can deceive, that growth begins with humility, and that true love flourishes when pride gives way to understanding. It is a story of change, learning, and the beauty of seeing people as they truly are. For more interesting stories, follow Word's visuals, and let us take you to a wild ride of imagination paired with beautiful visuals.